Hello and welcome to another edition of BizHeadlines on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Stella Sugli. So our very first story for today, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has justified the losses incurred by the Bank of Ghana in 2022. According to him, the bank's losses were largely due to the government's debt restructuring program. Speaking on GBC's Talking Points program, the Finance Minister said, "You can call it a sort of technical losses. It is not monies that was given that will never be paid." He said, quote, "The issue of debt exchange in which certain interests were expected to be paid had been cut, resulting in those types of losses. Then you will have to impair the balance sheets because of expected revenue that was coming. So that is what is happening." End quote. Now, to other stories, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has stated that calls for his removal were justified. According to him, individuals, including members of his party, the MPP, and the public, had a right demand for his removal over the turbulent economic challenges that plagued Ghana, particularly in 2022. Speaking on his calls, he said that he had admitted that the censure hearing against him left him broken and battered as finance minister. In the period of censure, quote, in which Parliament then voted against, but more importantly, you were in a situation where you were battered and broken. But do you leave a ship at that time? And given the urgency of ensuring the IMF program goes through, for me, it was a duty to serve, and there was no running away from it." End quote. Ghana's inflation for July increased to 43.1% from a previous 42.3% experienced in June this year. This means that the cost of goods and services had increased by 43.1% over the period. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, food inflation was the highest driver of inflation at 55%, with non-inflation being 33.8%. Inflation for locally produced items was 37.5%, while inflation for imported items was pegged as 45.7%. On the regional front, Greater Accra recorded the lowest regional inflation rate of 31.8%, with the Northeast region recording the highest regional inflation rate of 64%. Moving on, but still on the Bank of Ghana, it has confirmed that it is building a new head office at Northridge in Accra. The initial allegation of the new structure was made public by the National Democratic Congress and the minority in Parliament at a press conference earlier this week. In the allegation, they stated that the said building was costing the taxpayer $250 million. However, responding to the minority, the Bank of Ghana said, a structural integrity assessment conducted by the BOG revealed that the current BOG head office building, built by the Nkrumah government in the early 1960s, is no longer fit for purpose and could not stand any major earth tremors. The outcome of the structural integrity work was that the main building does not satisfy the full complement of excess strength required for a building to be considered safe for usage. This means that in the case of a worst case gravity and wind loading scenario, for example, unusually strong wind, the building may be significantly affected. The building also does not have the required strength to withstand the expected imposed significant earthquake loads that will be expected to occur in the Accra area. Part of the BOG statement read. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, has stated that it is ready to partake in government's new proposed domestic debt exchange program. Now, according to the Director General of SNIT, Dr. John Ofori-Atta, the trust will fully participate in government's alternative domestic debt exchange program, including pension funds. He noted that the move will, however, not affect its payment of pensions to beneficiaries. He said, and I quote, "Government has tabled a new offer for pension funds that are holding government bonds, and the terms of the offer are certainly better than the first. So we'll look at it and then we'll subscribe and make sure that We have enough liquidity to be able to pay immediate benefits when they are due. End quote. The minority in Parliament has given the Bank of Ghana's governor, Dr. Ernest Addison, a 21-day ultimatum to resign. According to them, the governor and his deputies must resign as soon as possible. During a press briefing on August 8, the minority leader, Dr. Kisel Atoforsen, said the governor had been found culpable of various breaches in the Bank of Ghana Act. Let's take a listen.
We in the NDC call for the resignation, immediate resignation of the governor of the central bank and his deputies within 21 days from today. We are resolved to embark on popular action to occupy the central bank and drive out the team of inept, callous, and criminally minded mismanagers of our finances to save the Bank of Ghana. What we will do is that the march will ensure accountability. Colleagues, the march to ensure accountability will begin in 21 days if the governor of the Bank of Ghana does not do the needful and pack bag and baggages out of that sacred institution that he has unfortunately mismanaged. Dr. Ernest Addison and his deputies must go.
And that'll be all for Biz Headlines this week. For more of our news stories, do log on to our website at www.ghanaweb.com. Also follow us on our social media platforms at The GhanaWeb, on YouTube, GhanaWeb TV. My name is Stella J. Jomsudli. Do have a lovely weekend.